The streets are silent, not from peace, but from hunger. A woman drags a sled through the snow. On it, a bundled shape, small, still. Her child, frozen in the night. She walks past bodies curled on park benches, past neighbors too weak to speak. No one stops her. No one looks away. In Leningrad, death has become routine. The year is 1941. Hitler has invaded the Soviet Union. The German army barrels across the continent, smashing through defenses, and now it surrounds the city of Leningrad, modern-day St. Petersburg. Petersburg. With the Finnish army pressing from the north, there's no escape. Hitler doesn't want to conquer the city. He wants it to die. On September 8th, the siege begins. Supply lines are cut, bombs fall, winter arrives early, and then the food runs out. Rations drop to 125 grams of bread a day, less than a slice, and even that is stretched with sawdust. People boil leather belts for broth. They eat glue, wallpaper, pets. There are rumors of worse. By January, the dead lie frozen in doorways. The only lifeline is Lake Ladoga. When it freezes, the Soviets create the Road of Life, a supply route across the ice. Trucks risk German fire, thin ice, and sub-zero winds to bring in flour and take out children. Many fall through and vanish, but it is all the city has. Children draw pictures of bread. Diaries tell of families wasting away together. A girl named Tanya Savicheva writes in hers, "Zhenya died on December 28th. Grandma died on January 25th. Leka died March 17th. Uncle Vasya died April 13th. Mama died May 13th. And then the final entry. Only Tanya is left. By the end of the first winter, nearly 1 million civilians are dead. And still, the city resists. Theaters perform. Libraries stay open. Shostakovich, the composer, writes his 7th symphony inside the besieged city, finishing it as bombs fall outside. The score is smuggled out and performed in cities around the world. But the most haunting performance comes from within Leningrad itself, played by a starving orchestra and broadcast on loudspeakers facing the German lines. A musical act of defiance. It lasts 872 days. The Germans never take the city. In January 1944, the siege is finally broken. Soviet forces push back the front. Survivors emerge gaunt, hollow-eyed, bones under skin, but alive, and they have held the line, not just for their city, for history. But the toll lingers. Survivors speak of eating candle wax, of families fading one by one. Some never spoke of it again. Others couldn't stop. Even decades later, the trauma echoed. One woman, asked how she lived through it, simply said, "You waited, and you tried not to die." Even in the dead of night, as shells exploded overhead, neighbors shared scraps through cracks in the wall. Old women taught children to write on bark. Priests held mass in basements, lit by oil lamps made from old boots. Every sunrise was a small miracle, and in the darkest moments, a strange solidarity formed. People became fiercely protective of one another. A stranger might offer their last potato. A librarian might risk her life to keep books from burning. A doctor might work until he collapsed, then wake to do it again. This was not just survival, it was resistance. By fire, frost, and famine, Leningrad held. And when it was over, the world called them heroes. But they never wanted that title. They wanted to forget, to move on, to rebuild. Yet every crack in the sidewalk, every photograph, every missing name on a family tree remained. Leningrad did not fall. It endured. Thank you for listening to Last Post History. Subscribe for more true stories from the world at war.